Welcome back to Off the Record, a radio playlist where I help you discover new artists and new music. I'm Isaiah. We have a rerun this week. I'm going back and sharing with you two interviews that I just feel like we should relive. First off is Noah Sties. His EP comes out this Friday, so we're going to rerun that interview where we're talking about it. And then Stephen Slade, where we talk about his newest single that recently came out. Two great people that I just enjoyed their interviews, so I'm excited to rerun this for you. But before we get into that, let's break down some new releases. You know, this recent New Music Friday was very chill. A lot of great singles, but there were a couple projects I wanted to highlight. Greg Schilling released a single called Shampoo with a couple buddies. It's fun. It's poppy. It's upbeat. And I think it'd be good for like a chill playlist. Our homie Nick Rod released his newest single, Run It Back. Nick, anything he puts out is cohesive. So like, I always know if he's going to drop something, it's going to be good, and it's going to have his signature sound on it. Los Leo released his album, and he has been like writing and putting together an album all within a year and documenting it. And my favorite track on it is I Can Change. It's like one of the first few too. Great project. Like, go listen to it as a whole. And then I missed this release, so I brought it back because I didn't talk about it. Del Watergap released a new album, and I just love Del Watergap. You know, anything that he puts out, I know I'm going to be in for a treat for. And Small Town Joan of Arc is my favorite track on the newest album. So we're going to listen to that today. Again, new releases. We're going to probably be slowing down a little bit. You know, we're reaching the end of the year. We're reaching the holidays. We're going to get a lot of holiday tracks that people drop in. So just be on the lookout for that. Enjoy these new releases and enjoy these reruns of my favorite interviews. Consistent, went from being great to fine. Welcome back to Off the Record, your favorite radio playlist where I help you discover new artists and new music. And I'm super excited because we have the artist that was my first ever artist spotlight on my social platforms, which is crazy because I feel like we've been best friends forever. Mr. Noah Sties, how are you today?
Great. I just woke up. I'm in Nashville right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you playing any
Time of
shows
my
out
life.
there?
Not now. We're filming a music video, and I've been looking for places to live.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Nashville would be such a cool city for you.
I love it here.
Like the peeps that are there, it's through the roof how many people are over there.
I know. This is my second home. I mean, I feel like I'm here every other month. So
okay, so speaking about homes, I need to know the Amish town storyline. Normally I start by asking people like, what were your music influences growing up and who's playing music for you? I want to hear a little bit about the Amish life.
Yeah, shout out Middlebury, Indiana. I've got a ton of Amish family on my mom's side, or like more Mennonite, which is like if you don't know what Mennonite is, it's kind of like a more modern version of Amish. Like they can use technology and stuff, but they share a lot of the same values. But yeah, I grew up in a town with more horses than people.
That's crazy.
There's like an Amish themed resort across from my high school. Lots of fields, not a whole lot to do. Nobody thinks music's an actual job there. It was a nice place to live. I mean, I had some friends. It was nice and quiet, you know.
Yeah. The Amish resort, that sounds like churn butter. Sounds like a good time there. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a noodle factory behind the resort that like ships noodles out to like grocery stores all over the country. Really good stuff. It's kind of like a rite of passage in my town. It's like everybody's worked at the restaurant or the noodle factory at one point. My mom worked there in like the 80s or the 90s, a long time ago. So yeah.
I'm really curious about when you started not creating music, but getting into music, and like who are those artists that you were first listening to?
Well, I actually started making like lo-fi beats back when that was like way more popular. Because I lied to this kid at my church who I thought was really cool that I knew how to make beats in FL Studio. I didn't know how to make beats in FL Studio. So being the kind, honest boy I am, I went home and taught myself how to make music, which was like all samples. But I think at the time I grew up on a lot of like Switchfoot and some U2, like Toby Mac, that kind of stuff. And Owl City was actually a huge influence to me looking back.
Wow.
I was like an Owl City stan. I knew every song.
They're the ones that did as I refer to, the Wreck-It Ralph song, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah. Um, very weird artist to be into at like 10 years old, but I think I just was drawn to his unique take on production, which is what ended up kind of gauging my interest in music. But no, when I started like adding vocals to my songs, I was really into Foster the People at the time. That was like the first indie band I really like hit hard. And like I would just turn on the radio and I listened to like Vampire Weekend and the Strokes and all the classics.
Yeah.
And then through that I started using Spotify probably when I was like in 7th or 8th grade. I was probably like
Okay.
15. And that's where I discovered like Hippocampus and Coin and like a bunch of the
Mm-hmm.
smaller artists. And then I
R.I.P.
have a
Point.
yeah, not for real. I have a very vivid memory of being on the bus, I think in 9th grade, listening to a lot of Still Woozy, but this song, Falling for the Wrong One by Dreamer Boy came on. And Dreamer Boy knows the story, so I'm going to tell it. But um, I heard it and I was like, this sounds enough like the lo-fi beats I was making at the time, but it like has vocals on it and it's structured like a pop song. And I was like just fascinated by it. It's like, I feel like I could go home and make something similar. So that's what I did. I stole the drums from the song. There's like a drum
Oh
sample
my
from the end of the
goodness.
song that I stole, put some guitar over it. My family was going to Disney that week, so I made a music video at Disney World. And that song is called Narrow, and it's out on streaming platforms. Probably not for much longer, but it's out there. Shout out Dreamer Boy. I told him that story, and he sent me one of the last copies of that vinyl because that was like his first
Oh my
record. That's like
gosh.
pretty hard to find, and it's funny. I've like hung out with the guy that produced that song and stuff since, so kind of full circle.
That's crazy. I mean, I mentioned this to you before. I really love Sun Gold, your first album. It
Yeah,
has like this beautiful coastal indie vibe. And the new EP, which I'm very lucky that I got to listen to it
yeah,
early. It's like, I don't want to say it's polar opposite, but it's a new direction for you. What were
yeah.
kind of the influences for this new EP?
Punk music.
Yeah.
Punk music is like one of my favorites. And I like the more like pop punk stuff, not like directly pop punk, but I guess the more accessible punk music. And then I also like the really hard, obscure avant-garde stuff. So kind of the idea going into it is like my EP Giant is a case study on kind of the indie and punk scenes of like Orange County and LA back in
Okay.
like 2007 to 2015. There's this record which the title references The Golden Age of Nowhere by Funeral Party. Very obscure record. Never have met anybody else who knows it. But it's like it's these guys from California. I'm trying to remember the name of the county. These guys from California who found a way to make these indie pop songs that are like so punk and so like scream driven, but also really catchy and like huge. And it's like just perfect music for like blasting down the highway too. So I really recommend that record. And that kind of inspired all these songs. And so one of the songs in that record, their biggest track is called Giant. So I named my EP after it,
That's awesome.
in hopes to pay some homage. And yeah, the whole thing was produced by Callum Rafferty, who is kind of a little micro niche Instagram celebrity. He makes vocal chains for other artists. Yeah, so he's definitely a very pop producer. So it was kind of interesting to have. I would bring him demos that are a lot more kind of lo-fi punk sounding, and then he'd make them a little bit more pop, and we got this like really interesting blend of our styles at the end of it. So I was really excited to work with other people on this project for the first time because all my music, like my album and everything, is literally just me in my car, which
Yeah.
like I'm glad people enjoy it, but for me that's like impossible to go back and listen to now that like I have experience working in studios and everything. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm really stoked on the 4 songs. So
Again, I'm so excited for that EP. And I think my next big question for you is like, what would you cultivate like the most perfect listening experience for it to be?
on the highway, man,
Mm-hmm.
on the highway with a high speed limit, let's say that. Follow the law, but like
Not a
Pacific
high,
Coast Highway, like
not a
yeah,
chase, but enough to get you there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who are some of
Windows
your dream
down.
collabs?
Dream collabs, man. I got to say Chase Lawrence, even though we already talked about Coin. He's just been a big influence to me throughout the
Yeah.
years. Um, probably some of the Hippocampus guys as well. They kind of, I guess, partially influenced my interest in bringing punk sounds into rock pop music. That Minneapolis scene over there has some really like cool, harder tones
Hmm.
to it. Um, trying to think of a third one, man. I would really love to work with. I mean, it's a stretch, but like Dijon or McGee. That's such a
Yeah.
basic answer, but I feel
But
I've been
it's the most perfect answer for you right now.
I've been listening to them both since I was in high school. Like I came before they were like on their big wave. So yeah, Dijon's new record is incredible. I listened to it the minute it came out, and I was like levitating in my bedroom.
Mm.
The new McGee record is awesome too. I just saw him at Lala for the first time,
Oh, you're
and it
so
was,
lucky.
dude. My friend had like a medical emergency in the middle of the set,
Oh
and
no.
so
Oh, that's my biggest fear.
I'm watching McGee, and I get this text, and they're like, "Hey, we're like 15 blocks away. We have to get an Uber to the hospital." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "What do I do?" Because like also where we were staying was like probably a $70 Uber ride away from the
Oh,
festival. So I was like, I decided to just sprint 15 blocks in the middle of Are You Looking Up, which was kind of majestic. Like I
yeah.
was running over the bridges of Chicago to Are You Looking Up, and like sprinting because I don't know if my friend is like dying. She's fine now, but yeah. So
You're like, thanks, sis. You made me miss the last
yeah.
what 4 songs?
No, of course she would always come first, but I got to
Oh,
see most of it. I think he played Denim like probably like three more times. So
that's awesome.
yeah.
Before I talk, are we get into the big question of your 3 artists you want to share? I do have to say, um, Have You Moved On Yet is the most beautifully perfect earworm right now that anybody could have. I'm not saying this just to gas you up, like genuinely throughout the day, it probably pops up into my head maybe 15 to 16 times. It's just looping, looping, looping.
Thank you so much, man. I'm really proud of me writing that. That song came together so quickly, like the right did. That was the first song I wrote for the EP. It's not my favorite song of the EP actually, so
Yeah,
everybody will
no,
have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm super proud of that one, and everybody who has listened to it yet so far it says similar things. I hope it finds the right audience outside of
yeah.
the 10,000 streams it has right now. So
Oh my gosh. All right, Lila, let's get into it. What are 3 songs from 3 other artists that you think we should listen to?
yes, hold on, I'm pulling up my Spotify just to cross reference what I.
You're so good. Please do.
Okay, the first one I think you already know this one. Used to by Eden Joel. Shout out
Great
Eden
song.
Joel. I just saw him 2 nights ago perform. Um, obsessed with his stuff. He's so cool. Um, second one, we're gonna go Cherry Pick by Ruby Plume. Do you know Ruby Plume?
I'm very familiar with the name. I feel like I have talked or not talked, but have posted maybe a time or two about Ruby Plume.
She's awesome. She's the homie. I I found her when she had like under 500 followers on TikTok, and
Wow.
I so rarely get that feeling. It's like, wow, this artist is going to be huge, like without a following. Like that's a very rare feeling for me to get, just
Yeah.
because I have really high standards, and like she's going to be opening for like Lizzie McAlpine or something in the next two
Wow.
years. I'm sure. So she's awesome. Thirdly, I'll probably go. Let's see here. I might just keep it all Nashville, honestly. I would check out Bite by Nickname Jose, Jos.
Ooh, I haven't heard that one, so that's
He's
gonna be fun to listen to.
Jose is making like, I don't want to compare him to McGee because he would be mad at me, but it's, if you like McGee, you will like Jose. He's an
Great.
incredible producer. He's worked on all sorts of records that people have no idea he worked on. So
Wow.
he's an amazing producer and a really great guy here in Nashville as well. So
Well, I can't wait to listen. All right, Noah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. I'm super excited for Giant. It comes out November 21st. And until then, enjoy. Have you moved on yet? Welcome back to Off the Record, your favorite radio playlist where I help you discover new artists and new music. And today we have more than beyond a special guest, someone who's been, as I call it, an interwebs friend for so long. We have Mr. Stephen Slade. Stephen, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm so good. I'm so excited. For the past year, 2 years, you've been putting out banger after banger after banger. I literally wrote them down so I don't forget. We have Addict, Missing Out, Like I Knew This Guy. The way I discovered you was through regular Spotify algorithms. I was building a playlist.
Was it really?
And yeah, I was building a playlist, and Like I Knew was the suggested song. And I was like, who is this? And then I followed you, and that's kind of how
crazy.
the game's been. But my first question I always like to ask everyone is who were your musical influences growing up, and what were they playing around you?
Okay. Honestly, I grew up in a very conservative, very strict household, so I didn't listen to that many artists growing up. I would say a couple of them would be once I started listening to music on my own. One was Ariana Grande, huge fan of her. Um, there was some Billie Eilish. I got into Phineas. I love Phineas's music. He's really talented. Honestly, I just kind of listened to random music, just whatever. I love my discovery stations and those kind of things. I just love listening to anything. So just whatever kind of catches my ear. Those are the songs that I kind of listen to.
What would you say is your go-to Ari album?
Honestly, Positions actually. That
Ooh,
one
that's
was
a good one.
that was my favorite. I remember listening to it for the first time. That was my peak.
You mentioned genius songwriters like Phineas. What
Yes.
was it that started you in the writing process, and what does that kind of look like for you?
Honestly, I don't feel like I'm the best writer. I feel like I try to write with I try to get inspired with personal situations or things that happened, and then I kind of like to take them and then either rewrite them or put a storyline behind them or kind of make them broadened so then more people can relate to them, stuff like that. So really the writing process, I have my music going and I just get on my notes app and I just write whatever comes to mind, whatever rhymes or whatever I can think of, and then later I'll go back and I'll edit it and tweak it and fix stuff like that.
Where are you getting a lot of your inspiration from right now? Because the one thing I love about your work is you write a lot about boys loving boys. It's very coming of age.
Yeah, okay. Well, honestly, that part, that's just me. I'm just gay. That's just, I guess, kind of how it is. I would say, I don't know. I don't know if I take any inspiration writing wise. I think really music wise is where I take the most inspiration. Style wise, there's a jazz singer. Her name is Samara Joy. She's so good. I love her music and I love her style of singing. That's what I'm trying to kind of go into now. But I mean, I don't, I can't really think of any people that I think of or that inspire me lyric wise.
Yeah.
I try to keep everything original and try not to influence myself with thoughts, I guess, if that makes sense. I try to keep everything personal to a point.
Is right now your creation process a lot of a bedroom or more production in a studio kind of energy?
Definitely bedroom. I don't never record in a studio. I have a home setup in my basement actually. So I do everything there. I do it all myself. I'm kind of all by myself. I'm self-taught, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but I don't know.
No, but that's the
It's
fun
just
part of it all.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it all. What would you say comes first for you? Are you you find a couple lyrics, find a couple melodies? What does that look like?
It depends. I've had a couple songs where I get the chorus and the hook right away, and then it's I even have the word for word, I have it down and it stays the same way. And then some I've started with a verse because I know the vibe I want to go for. I just don't have a hook yet. And then later on I'll just kind of play around with some stuff. But I think usually it is it just hits me. And then I just have it and then I just expand off of that.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I gotta know, what are some of your dream collaborations, dream features? We're shooting big as can go.
Okay, I mean, obviously Ariana Grande, that'd be crazy. I would love to do a pop song. That'd be so fun. I really want to get into very upbeat songs. But I think honestly back to Samara Joy, I just love her. I love the jazz. I love that that vibe, that genre. I love her voice. I mean, I'm setting myself up for failure there, but she's like really good. But I would like that'd be crazy if I could do a song with her.
She's
Probably, I would say her.
incredible. I got to see her in Omaha, and she's like
Yes.
she captivates. It just needs to be her and a
Oh
piano,
my,
and she
I know.
captivates.
She is so good live. Like I saw her, I think a year ago. She's like 10 times better live, and she's already like perfect in the recording. So like I don't know how she does it.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna throw a curveball at you. What is like a dream venue for you to play?
Oh, like a an actual theater.
Yeah,
Oh God, I don't even know any. Honestly, just like anything. I don't
yeah.
think I have a dream one. I don't even can't even think of any on top of my head.
Have you been able to play live yet?
I did an open mic. That doesn't really
Okay,
count, but I did do an open mic with my friend. My friend and I used to have a YouTube channel where we did covers, and so we did like an open mic one night down in the city where I live. But other than that, no. I think that was the only time I've sang live. I'm very nervous to sing live, so I'm kind of holding back from it.
oh no, don't be nervous. I think it would be incredible. I'm gonna go dig for those YouTube videos right after
No,
this.
no.
What was your favorite cover that you did?
Um, favorite cover. I would say I did. I guess I'm in love by Clinton Kane. I
Okay,
loved it. I loved that song. That song was really fun, and that was a really fun cover to do. I feel like that one was actually in my range for once.
nice. I'm gonna set the scene here. It's 11 p.m. You're in the car with a bunch of friends. You probably went to the liquor store and got a bunch of snacks, and you're driving around like hooligans.
Hmm.
What pop are you gonna throw on for everyone to sing?
Oh, oh, that's such a good one. Hold on. Um. Okay, right now, "Boy Crazy" by Kesha. That is a
Ooh, did
good
you
her.
did you enjoy her new album?
Yes, yes. Not all of it, but I've listened to quite a few of them. Love it.
It surprised
Love
me.
her.
I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good. There's a couple of songs that I like love, but yeah, I would say "Boy Crazy." That was like my top one, and that one's
That's
like
awesome.
really fun. That one's fun to sing.
All right, here is my favorite question to ask everyone, everyone's favorite question to answer. Feel free to take your time, explain as you go. But what are 3 songs from 3 other artists you're going to throw at us in your takeover today?
Okay, I'm excited. Let's see. I'm gonna say first Rebecca Black, Sugar Water Cyanide. That song is
Okay.
so good. It's a bop. It's been stuck in my head for the past few weeks. It's been out for a while, but like recently I've just been like listening to that song like on repeat. It's really fun. I mean, she's really talented. I love seeing her transition from being like a meme to then now being like her own
Yeah.
artist. You can tell she is passionate about it and like that's what she's meant to do. So I love Rebecca Black. I think another one would be I actually found this person on TikTok. The song is called "Life's a Trip." The artist name is Darling Darling.
Ooh,
It's really good. She just popped to my For You page. The song is so pretty. It's like angelic. It's like very dreamy. Her runs, her voice is so smooth. Like she's so pretty. So I would say definitely listen to that one. And then there's another artist from TikTok actually who's also independent. Her name is Eli. And the song that I think you guys should listen to is "God Bless the BFA." It's really good. Also very talented songwriter, very talented with vocals, like very good. Production's amazing. The songs are so catchy. Like I've had like their whole EP like stuck in my head. Like so Stream Hope EP, that song. I would say those would be the top 3 songs I'd recommend today.
that's the best feeling of the world is when you discover an artist. It's like an EP under 1,000 streams, and you're like, what the heck?
Yes.
Where's this
Yes.
hiding?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Stephen, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Again, so proud of you and the work you're doing. And
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited for let's talk about the new single on
Oh,
yes,
yes.
tell me about it.
Yes. Okay, so I am releasing a song on the 22nd. The song title is Friends Again. I started writing it back in May of this year, actually. And I messed up and I started teasing it on TikTok before it was finished. So I then worked on and off of it. Like I worked on it and then stopped and then worked on it because I wasn't sure if I was going to actually finish it. Um, it's like a different style, a different kind of genre for me, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like I'm kind of branching out, like even like vocally wise, I feel like I don't normally sing like this. So I'm trying something new. So if you don't like it, that's fine. But it's kind of it's like it's kind of based off personal experience, kind of not.
Okay.
I try to keep it kind of broad. The basic storyline is it's about 2 people who went from friends to like a relationship, and then things went awry, things happened, and then like they stopped being friends altogether, and like everything. And then it's like from the point of point of view of the person who is like wishing they could just go back and like just undo like messing up with everything and just like go back to just being friends again. So yeah, it is coming out Friday.
Ooh, friends again. I'm excited to hear it. Well, thanks again, Stephen. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you guys enjoy this guy. It's time for my favorite segment, 3 new artists. In this case, 3 new bands for you to discover. I've been on a band search, especially following Noah's interview. I wanted to highlight some bands because he talks about like the grunge and the indie rock scene. And so, I don't know, I just wanted to pull out some bands out of my back pocket. So for the band, they have a Marma, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Marma something, but they have such a refreshing production. It has that like synth pop energy behind it, but it's definitely like indie pop band. They're great. You're gonna want to check them out, and they're under 1,000 monthly listeners. Sometimes I find these bands and I'm like, how are you under 1,000? Like, you're so good. And that's the case for these guys. Then Nautics, they have a song called The Best of Me, and they're giving the Strokes. If you like the Strokes, you're gonna like them. They're such a cool band. I believe they're out of New York. And then Wildflower Mind, they have a song called Call You Baby. This is very alt pop band Camino energy. So those are 3 bands for you to check out today that you probably have never heard of before. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Next week we have a fun one. We're going into Thanksgiving week, so we have some homies coming on the show that I think will be very refreshing. Refreshing is the word I want to use right now. Justin Kulik is going to be on the show next week. I just wrapped up my interview with him. Incredible guy. I'm really excited for you to hear his storyline. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this week's episode. There's a cat right there. I'll see you all next week. Bye.